tag you.
Okay, guys. So my name is Brittany. You guys have probably seen me a few times this semester and last semester too, but probably not more than that because I'm actually a transfer student. I transfer all the way from University of Illinois in the Midwest. When I was there, I was actually lucky enough to be able to work in a lab where they develop an engine for wind turbine and solar panel. And that is when the important task is be able to send messages from a system to the lab and then receive the message, and also have to be able to send a command back to the system. So basically be able to do the bidirectional communication between the system and the lab, right? So that is when the concept of MQTT comes up. I find this very interesting because it allows us to send the message and then receive it instantly, almost instantly. That's why it has been used in a wide range of applications. One of the applications that we've been seeing in real life is WhatsApp. WhatsApp also actually use a customized version of MQTT to send messages and receive messages. So what is MQTT? MQTT is a messaging queuing telemetry transport. It's using a publish subscribe messaging protocol designed for low bandwidth, high latency, and unreliable networks. I'll talk on more the reason why behind unreliable networks later. And then MQTT is a lightweight, simple to implement, low overhead. That's why it's ideal for a lot of projects on Internet of Things and machine-to-machine communications. To the right, there is a diagram of how MQTT works. So there'll be at least 3 important elements in the system. The first one is the broker. The second one is the publisher, and then the subscriber. The task of the broker is be able to sorting and filtering the messages and send it to different devices. I'll talk more about the architecture of the system while we talk about it in the previous slide. In the upcoming slide. But for now, just to remember, the system very simple. 3 elements. The first one, publisher, the broker, and then subscriber. Another word for that is the sender and then receiver. So, and then it can be bidirectional too. So that person to that device right here can also send message back to the device one. It is just a simple diagram of how it works. So why do we use MQTT at all? MQTT is used for in a system that requires lightweight, reliable, low latency, or in other words, real time and with minimal delay that guarantee the efficient communication between different systems. And then that's why it supports real-time and time-sensitive applications. One note is that MQTT is platform independent, which is to say you can use Java, Python, C++ to implement that, and then it can run in Linux, Windows, Mac. It doesn't matter what platform you're using, it's independent of the platform. So the keyword in the previous slide is reliable. The reason why I'm saying that is because MQTT uses a message queue to buffer and store messages until they can be successfully delivered to anyone in the network. So that's why it's helped to ensure that reliable messaging delivery even in unreliable network environments. Here we have MQTT. This is the broker, and this is the publisher, and this is the subscriber, right? So when we send a message, the publisher sends a message to here. We see that there's an arrow, send publish message, and then the broker will then acknowledge the publisher that, okay, we received the message that you sent to the broker with this arrow right here. And then the broker will then send a message to the subscriber. And then the subscriber will acknowledge the broker that, okay, I'll receive the message that you sent to us. So this is basically, there's always a communication between subscriber, broker, go back and forth, and then subscriber and broker go back and forth to make sure that the message received and delivered successfully. So here's the simple architecture that we've been talking before of MQTT. So we see there are three important elements of in the network. I've been talking about the publisher and the subscriber. It's very intuitive, right? Just receiving and then sending the message. The important thing here is the broker. The broker is like a middle person. They will receive filters and then route the messages between publisher and subscriber. The reason why that I don't put the subscriber inside the box is because I use device, because each device is called a client and it can be actually receiving or sending the message. So it can act as publisher or subscriber at the same time. It doesn't really restrict you from receive or send a message. It just depends on what you configure it to do. Okay, so let's move on to the group chat. So how we use MQTT in real life. So for example, we are all familiar with group chat, right? So say we have a group chat, and then the group chat names is GDSC memes, just like the one that we have in Discord. So imagine that is actually the topic that we want to subscribe to. So every single person in the network that is connected or that is subscribing to the topic GDSC meme will receive. It's basically they will be notified whenever anyone sending message or receiving message. So say I am the person one, I send the message. This is the arrow saying the published, just like that. So the solid one is the sending message. When I send a message to here, when I send a message right here, every single person in the group chat, because they are subscribing to the GDSC meme, basically they will receiving the message that I sent, just like that. The person two also send a message to the group chat, I'll be able to receive that too. This is how it works. I don't know if it's clear here, but the red arrow right here, I use that because person 3 and person 5 hasn't sent any message to the group chat, so they are just sitting there listening to what's going on in the group chat. And if they decide to send a message, then just send a message, right? Okay, so because I've been talking about the group chat, so why don't we just create our own group chat right now? Just if you have a browser, just type in mqtt.run, and then I'll show you guys how it works.
I see.
You'll see that interface. You guys finished? Okay. So in here, as I told you before, MQTT server address. The server is another name for a broker. So for now, we are gonna use test.mosquito.org. Is it very small for you guys?
Yeah, let me just write on the board.
Type it into the server address.
Oh, is it 2 T's?
Yeah, 2 T.
Okay.
Let's set it apart. Okay, and then just scroll to the right, there will be the port number. Type in 8080. I'll explain what it means later. 8080.
And then the site is MQTT.run, so I think some people just joined.
Okay, so the MQTT.run is the site. And then here, for the topic, as you guys remember, I was talking about GDSC, right? GDSC memes, so just saying that. Just type in GDSC/memes. When you guys finish, just go ahead and click connect. type in everything correctly, this text area right here should be enabled for you to type in something. So here, if I say, hi guys, how are you? You guys receiving the message?
Yeah.
You receive it, right? And yeah, that's awesome. Okay. So that is this, the test muscular org is the broker. And then I'll show you guys one, it's actually work with any network. So say if I'm using my terminal right here, I already having, so I downloaded the package.
Oh, do you want to zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, but this the thing is like that. Okay, I don't know how to use the
I think just Command plus works.
Does it work? Yeah, but that you have to download the Mosquito client into
Okay.
your devices. But now I'm just showing you is that I can also send it with my terminal. Don't have to use the web one. The topic that I was GDSC means, and then this one same is say the topic of it, and then I should have to be able to the host as well. So the host gonna be test.mosquito.org, and then subscribe to the topic with the host name. Yeah, should be good. So it is listening to any messages that's coming up. If you send any message to here, you see that? Test, and then if hi, hello, here. Yeah, if I also let me make some changes to it, then when you send message, it actually send you the topic as well. So this the first part is the topic of the message, and then whoever send me the link to YouTube, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, so that is basically it. It is a project and it's easy to implement. It's very lightweight. That's why it has very low latency. You don't have to wait for a long time because it actually sends in real time. And yeah, and go back to this slide. I have the popular brokers listed right here. So the first one, as you can remember, we use this one. And this is actually from Eclipse. It's very popular broker for MQTT. And the port that we use is the 8080. And then you guys feel free to play around with other brokers as well. And then just remember that every single device can be a broker as well. So say if you have internet routers at home, or just buy one and plug it in the wall right here, then you will be able to configure a device to be a broker and then use its fixed IP address on their networks to communicate with each other. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Do you guys have any questions at all? Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much.